Going to be making some chicken Kievs. Now, chicken Kievs, really delicious, because what you do is make a little pocket inside the chicken breast and you stuff some butter with parsley, garlic, lemon juice, a little bit of tarragon, and it really flavours up the inside of those chicken breasts. Now, on the outside, we're going to just put some breadcrumbs. We're going to fry it up in the frying pan just to get a light golden brown colour, and then we finish it up in the oven. And when they come out, they look delicious, they smell delicious, and when you cut into them, you've got all that lovely juice, that buttery juice that comes out, and it's wonderful. So give them a go. So to make these chicken Kievs, I'm just going to go through the ingredients we're going to use. Now, I've got 4 chicken breasts. Ideally, if you're going out to buy them, get the biggest chicken breast you can. These ones, I'd say I've got 2 medium and 2 smallish there. They've got no skin, no bone. Then what we need to do is use a knife, and we're just going to make like a little sort of insertion into the middle of the breast, like a little pocket, and then we're going to stuff that with a buttery mixture. Now, to make this buttery mixture, I've got 125 grams of butter, a good handful of fresh parsley, break the leaves off, chop them down nice and fine. I've got a little bit of tarragon. I haven't really got much because I couldn't buy it in the shop and I didn't have much left in my pot. So I would have liked to have used a bit more, but I use what I've got. So a little bit of fresh tarragon there. 3 cloves of garlic, which I'm going to crush. I've got the juice. I'll use at least half a lemon, maybe a little bit more. So we'll squeeze that in, mix it all up, and that makes a really lovely buttery mixture to go inside the chicken breasts. Now, with the chicken breasts, what we're going to do is put some breadcrumbs on those. So I've got some homemade breadcrumbs, a couple of eggs, a little bit of plain flour, and also some salt and pepper. So there's all the ingredients. What I'm going to get on with first is making up this buttery mixture. Now, I've got my butter there, and it's at room temperature, so it's fairly soft. Now I'm going to add all the parsley and that little bit of tarragon. Tarragon go really lovely with chicken. Then I'm going to crush down in my little machine 3 cloves of garlic. That's better. I've got 2 in there at the moment, so I'll just add the other one. That's it. Got 3 cloves of garlic in there, all nicely crushed up. There's a couple little bit left in the machine. I'll probably put those in as well for good luck. There you go. Then I've got juice of half a lemon to start with. See how much juice we get out of here. Just put my hand over so we don't get the pips. In fact, it's not too juicy. I'm going to use the other half as well. So almost the juice of a lemon there. That's it. Got the pips left. Now I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning. So freshly ground black pepper, and going to put a little bit of salt in there as well. Now we've just got to mix this all together. So I've got one of these wooden things in the bowl and just kind of get that all mixed together. So I'll just carry on until it's all nicely mixed up. There you go, that didn't take long. Just scrape that off there. Lovely. Now there's a couple of different ways you can get this mixture into the middle of the chicken. One way is people use like a little piping bag and squeeze it in there, which is quite an effective way of doing it. But you've got to have the butter, so it's a little bit soft to be able to do that. Now what I'm going to do with mine is just move the bowl back. Just going to get some cellophane, lay that out, and what I'm going to do is just put a little sort of like a giant sausage I'm going to make with the mixture, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer to go really hard so we can just push it in. And what I'm going to do next is just kind of fold that over really, and then we can just roll it. You can kind of squash it a little bit. That's it. You want to get it to about a size that when you make your slit with a knife, it's going to fit in there really, so I think that'll do it. Now I'm just going to leave that, put it in the freezer to make it nice and cold. So I'll just put that in the freezer. So next of all, might as well get on with the chicken breast. Now, I'm just going to turn those round just to make it easier to do what I'm doing. Now, I've got myself a knife. It's about, well, about the size of my thumb, thickness-wise. And we're going to go into it at a slight angle. So, try and push down a little bit on the chicken. And it's important that you don't go too far, because if you cut out and make a hole, then all that lovely juice is going to flow out. So just make a little incision in there, like a little pocket, enough really to get some of that mixture in. So I think we're done there. Now I'm just going to carry on doing that with all of them. So I've got all 4 of those done with the knife, a little pocket. You can see we've got a nice little pocket in there where we can stuff that mixture. So try and do that with all 4, but as I say, be careful not to pierce it right through, otherwise all the juice is going to come out. So now I'm just waiting for the buttery mixture to really cool down in the freezer, and then it should allow us just to push it into the pocket. So whilst I've been waiting for the buttery mixture to harden up in the freezer, what I did is I just put a little bit of cellophane over the chicken breast and just popped them in the fridge just to keep them fairly cool. So what I'm going to do now is to get that sort of buttery mixture, and we're going to poke it inside the chicken breasts. So I've got my mixture, and you see it's gone rock hard almost, so nice and hard, and that's going to be easy to poke inside. So let's start, which end we've got here? Yeah, go with this end. Just going to unwrap it. Now, I just pull that back. What I think we can do is we're going to just push it in the pocket there. I know it looks rude, but just poke it right in. But remember, don't force it so it comes out the other end. So get a good amount in there. Now, I think I've got some cutters there, so I'll just bring it out a little bit. Just chop that. That's it. And again, just poke that right in. Look at that. Full of mixture, all inside. And that is just packed with flavour in there. So I'll just carry on doing that for all the rest of them. And obviously get as much as you can, but don't damage the chicken. Now if you find your stick of butter is just a bit too thick for the hole you've got, you can always just trim a little bit. Doesn't matter. Just like that. That's the good thing about having it in the freezer, just to sort of make it nice and hard. So again, let's just poke that. That's it. Get it right in, just pull it out a little bit, and then you can just trim it off with a knife, and then just give it the final push inside. Lovely. So I'm just going to do that last one, and any of these little bits are left over, what we can do is leave that in the tray when it's cooking in the oven, because then you'll have some extra juice, the buttery sort of mixture, just to pour over the top. So now we've got all that mixture in there, we want to keep it in there, because that's the whole idea of a chicken Kiev, is keep all those juices inside the Kiev, and it flavours up the chicken, and when you cut into it, it's beautiful because it all pours out. Now, I've got some cocktail sticks, and I've just sort of bent this one. Now, I'm not an expert at how you're supposed to seal up one of these, but just do your best and try and poke your cocktail stick in there, like that. And again, I'm just going to bend that one and just poke it through the same and squeeze it nice and tight, like that. I think what I'll do is I'll bend that over as well. There you go, just stops them coming out. I mean, because, you know, doesn't hurt if you need to use 3, because it's better to be safe than sorry. So I've done all 4 of mine. I probably used about 3 cocktail sticks for each, and just kind of, you know, try and wrap it together so there's no hole, so there's no leakage. It doesn't matter what it looks like. With all these bits sticking out, don't worry about that, because, you know, by the time we cooked it up, you can always pull those out at the end. They'll be sticking out still the same. So let's go over to the hob now, and we're gonna get a frying pan with some oil, put these in a bit of flour, in a little bit of egg, put them in some breadcrumbs, and just get a light golden brown colour on them. So I've come over to the hob. Now I've got my frying pan, I've got my flour, the egg, the breadcrumbs, and the 4 chicken breasts. Now I'm going to start off by seasoning the breadcrumbs. Put a little bit on the chicken as well, wouldn't hurt. And again, some black pepper, freshly ground black pepper. Put a little bit on there as well. So now we're ready to get on with the cooking. So let's switch the heat on. Let's say heat wise, you want it on about a medium or just below. Not too hot, because what you don't want to do is to burn the breadcrumbs. So I'll switch the heat on the pan, and I'm just going to put some oil in there. You don't need too much, because we're just trying to lightly fry the outside, so we're not trying to do a deep fry, shallow fry. So let that sort of heat up a little bit. Now in the meantime, I'm going to grab my chicken breast. Now I'm going to start with this big one, and I'm just going to really give that a good, putting it in the plain flour, try and get it nicely coated. That's it. And then you can shake that off and put it in the egg. Turn it round. Try and get it all really eggified. That's it. Beautiful. And then we kind of roll it through these breadcrumbs, and you can toss some of those on top. That's it. And that one is ready to go in the pan. So just make sure your pan's nice and hot. Make sure there's plenty of breadcrumbs on here. Shake them off and then put it in the pan. Now let's just put that in there. Because like I say, what we're looking to do is not to burn the outside of it, because this is at the point where it can all go wrong. It all burns and it's horrible and forget it. So do it slightly less heat than you think. Now I'm going to quickly get on with the rest of them. So now we've got all the chicken Kievs in there. I've turned this big one over. Now I'm going to do the same with the others. Now do remember, keep an eye on the heat, because you don't want to burn all those breadcrumbs. So let's just flip those over. Just trying to get a light golden brown colour on each side. Oh, that's a bit of a tricky one. There we go. That's it. Leave that there. Again, adjust your heat as you need to. If it's just dropped down a little bit, turn it up. If it's too hot, turn it down. And if you get in a real panic, then you can always lift the frying pan up if it's too hot. So, you know, just do it as you need to. Now, I've only been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes, and I think these are all done. So, look, if we turn that one over, look at that, beautiful colour on those. And I'm going to transfer those into a sort of baking tin that we can put in the oven. Now I've got some of that mixture left, do you remember? I'm just going to put some of that, spread it around, because that will be lovely. And you know, if for any reason your one's leaked and there's not much juice in there, buttery juice, at least you've got some left in the pan that you can pour over at the end. So they're all ready to go in the oven now. Now I'm going to put those into a preheated oven, temperature wise 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit, gas mark 6, and I'm going to cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now I've been cooking for 15 minutes. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull this out and serve it up. Now I'm just going to serve mine up with some mash, some green beans. And also that chicken Kiev. Now remember, try and pull out any of those wooden stakes. So pull them out where you can. Let's just try that. Let's just try that. Oh, looks delicious. I'm going to cut it down the middle. See, it's dribbling. Look. Oh, that is oozing. That is beautiful. Let's try it out with this. This chicken should be really nice and moist. Let me try that. That is lovely. Absolutely lovely. A bit of mash. Really nice. Really nice. Some moist chicken breast, and I'm going to put some of that on there, and delish. Delish. All the best, the original Naked Chef. Last bit. Look at that. Juicy and beautiful.